A number of former McDonald's employees are taking legal action against the fast food chain after a BBC investigation exposed a toxic culture of sexual harassment, racism and bullying. The firm's UK chief executive, Alistair McCrow, said he's determined to root out any behaviour that fell short of the high standards expected at the company. Our correspondent, Zoe Conway, reports.
Ed is studying for his A-levels. He started a new job at McDonald's at the beginning of the year. Very soon, one of the senior managers at the store repeatedly pestered him for sex. Ed was 16.
This happened in front of others when he would pass it off as banter, but then behind closed doors, in the fridge or the crew room or the stock room when no one else was there, he would very much give the impression that he was being absolutely serious. And it's gross, it's disgusting, and it's horrifying that someone with that much power in the workplace could say something like that to a 16-year-old such as myself.
The harassment went on for several months until Ed quit in April.
I was really upset. It did take a toll on my mental health. There were some shifts after that where actually I would get really upset about going in to work, and I would cry a lot before my shifts, and yeah.
In July, a BBC investigation revealed that more than 100 current and recent McDonald's employees alleged a toxic culture of sexual assault, harassment, racism and bullying at the company. Several McDonald's workers told the BBC that they were too scared to complain to managers because they didn't think they would be believed. You went to a senior manager and asked for help. What happened?
I tried to explain to a senior manager that someone who was much older than me was sexually harassing me and making sexual comments to me. I was then informed by the person I tried to report it to that if they heard any more about this, I would face severe consequences, including not being eligible for a promotion.
Ed is one of a number of ex-McDonald's workers who are taking the company to court. It could be the first Mintoo group action in the UK.
Following the BBC investigation, we were contacted by a number of people asking if they had legal recourse. And on examination, there were some clear themes that were coming through about the way McDonald's practices and systems were happening. And in particular, in relation to how vulnerable the youngest workers at McDonald's are. And we felt that McDonald's should be held accountable by this young group of people.
After the BBC investigation into McDonald's was broadcast in July, another 160 people contacted us with allegations of bullying and harassment, and 200 people contacted the equality watchdog, the EHRC, with their complaints. Several current employees have told us that the workplace culture at McDonald's has not changed much since July. Steve Reed contacted the BBC in July about what he said was a sexist and bullying culture at the store his daughters worked at. Liv decided to quit at the beginning of the summer. She says one of the senior managers was openly racist about a new employee.
There was a member of staff fairly new to the store, about 2 or 3 weeks in, and she was Sikh, and pretty much there was a comment made about how it was her type of people that bomb us. Hearing something like that disgusted me, because I don't get how you're supposed to be almost setting an example for people, but you're openly and freely saying stuff like this.
Izzy, you're still working there?
Yeah.
Has it changed since Liv left?
It's exactly the same. The behaviour is still as she left, exactly the same. It hasn't changed. It's meant to be a friendly environment, and it's not. It's just the language that is there. It's unacceptable.
It's heartbreaking. What's really the worst thing is probably that nothing's been done about it. Nothing's changed, since July.
In a statement, Alistair McCrow, the CEO of McDonald's UK and Ireland, said, "I am completely determined to root out any behaviour that falls below the high standards of respect, safety and inclusion we demand of everyone at McDonald's. That is why in July I immediately ordered measures to address critical areas we needed to strengthen. I initiated a company-wide programme of independent investigations, auditing of our complaints processes, reviews of our codes of conduct and, in a number of cases, full disciplinary hearings. While we're confident in the first steps we've taken, I'm determined to understand what more we can do, and our efforts will need to be far-reaching and constantly evolving. McDonald's prides itself on employing one of the youngest workforces in the country. Its critics say it's failing in its duty to keep them safe. Zoe Conway, BBC News.